Hi guys, I'm Shmee, hello and welcome back to the channel where the road to Zenvo series continues. I'm here at Zenvo's HQ in Præstø, Denmark to see my car for the very first time. Now on my last trip we were checking out the carbon fibre wheel manufacturing process and I got to be a small part of that. Well, today my TSRS is in the paint booth. Some of the painted elements have already been done. We can take a look at those and see some of the process as my chosen configuration comes to life. Now I've gone for a particularly out there specification in the body colour of Lilla Perlemor, which means mother of pearl purple, with the lime gron or lime green accents and the purple tinted carbon fibre. And what a process it was to create these paints, to make bespoke colours and to be part of it with Zenvo. Well, it's cold and windy out here, so let's head inside and go and have a look at my car today being painted. It is always fantastic to be greeted by a TSRS here in the showroom at Zenvo. This is one of the 3 completed so far. Mine will be the 4th, but the car with the 1,177 horsepower, 5.8 litre twin supercharged V8 with the centripetal rear wing that pivots from side to side and so many incredible details. Of course, this in the flat red paintwork with the orange pinstripe and accents, giving a bit of an idea as to what mine is going to look like down the line. But there were so many elements of the configuration that I was able to choose from, the particular areas that get the accent colours to the different styles for the carbon fibre. For example, I did a completely different effect to this that you have on here with the watermarking. I've gone for the carbon wheels as we saw in the previous update, and we're going to be seeing so much more of this process. But let's head through because my car is awaiting in the paint booth and I cannot wait to go and take a look at it. Here we are then, paint preparation and the paint booth, and you can probably see some pretty exciting things behind me. We're going to be seeing parts of this process, but let's head straight in because just here is my Zenvo TSR-S in the paint booth. Now there's a lot of this process to be done, but let's head inside and take a look at it. Of course, masked up, ready for the roof today to get the clear coat. Now this has effectively been completed up to this final stage. So what we're looking at is the purple tinted roof, the lime green accent stripe and the Lilla Perlemor paint, all with this satin effect. It's been sanded, ready for the clear coat to be applied. If I turn on the light quickly on my camera, have a look at this on the roof itself. You can see the carbon weave and you can also see those hexagonal textures with the opposing carbon that are inlaid across the entirety of the roof. Also, we'll have those on the bonnet of the car. We've then got that lime green accent. Effectively the whole panel, which is all carbon, is tinted carbon originally, then they do the lime green after that, and then the Lilla Perlemor goes on the very top. We're going to be seeing this shining and glossy in just a matter of minutes, so we'll see parts of that process. But let me head round to show you some of the other panels that we've got here as well. The front and rear clams. As you can see, this is also masked up. Effectively, stage 1, as I said, is to do the purple tint, so you can see how that's been applied. That's then the masking line on the outside of which we will have the lime gron accents. That will then be masked over the top for the Lilla Perlemor to go over the entire rest of the clam. Obviously, this is all primer, the base layer, ready for the paint to go on top. And in fact, on the rear clam here, and you can actually see the full carbon fibre underneath, very light considering its size. A part that's been prepared for us, look at this, look at that dark purple tint on the carbon fibre, a subtle tint, but one that will fit with the main body colour immaculately. Then here also, check out that lime green accent stripe. That is bright and is going to be quite the contrast, but exactly what I've been going for with this specification, to create something crazy, to create something unique, and we're starting to see it today coming to life. So let's take a step back because I think we're going to be able to see this in a moment and then very shortly see exactly what these colours look like when they are painted and glossy and lacquered on the Zenvo TSR-S. I cannot believe we're here. The road to Zenvo series well and truly underway. Let's do this. Coming through to the paint mixing room though. Hey, how's it going?
You're welcome.
And I think it's time to prepare the clear coat, right?
Yes.
And then this is also the main paint itself. Have a look at this, stunning. So the clear coat also involves mixing. Obviously we had the various samples. We've just brought all of those out that we had from before when we were trying to make the exact color choice. But this is absolutely beautiful. The pearlescence in this purple. Deep. This is going to look so good on the car. And we're going to obviously see the result of it when this is applied very shortly. Wow, this is obviously fascinating in terms of creating colors and using all of the different paints with the computer and different sides of it. And we went into more detail about that in the configuration episode of the Road to Zenvo series, but it's really quite interesting to think that even for the clear coat, there are different ways to do this, different types of ingredients effectively in the recipe, you could say. For this, of course, I'm going to be staying on the outside, but thankfully we have some very nice windows to be able to see exactly what this is going to look like. The first part of the process, as you just saw, is to make sure that the surface is completely clear. So using the blower just to make sure there's no dust or anything left on it, before it will be time to see the transformation as the lacquer goes down and the colour really starts to shine through. And from experience, this is going to look amazing when we see it as it changes. This is actually a specific rag for the purpose, slightly sticky, to make sure that it picks up anything that could be left on the top of that. Obviously, you do not want to have the risk of any dust underneath the lacquered surface or anything. Obviously, after the lacquer, it will then get polished and treated for the final look. Right now, I am very, very, very excited to see how this is going to look. Obviously, I've seen the colors, the samples, seen them a little bit together, seen the configuration. I know it's slightly controversial and out there, but it's I guess from a car point of view, it's a crazy thing. It's something so dramatic, and I think it deserves a wild color scheme. And now we're going to see what it actually looks like on a part of the car for the first time. It's time then. This is it. There are going to be 2 coats, effectively. The first will be done, then it will be given about 10 minutes. But instantly, of course, we've got the gloss shining through. I know under the lighting here, we can't see the full color at the moment. We'll have to get a little bit closer for that. I'm just looking forward to seeing this going over the edge, over the green, and over the body color. This is really cool. Obviously, the camera won't see everything that I can see at the moment, but mark my words, this is going to be so good. I can't believe we're actually seeing this in person here. Seeing the transition, I can just see flashes of the purple pearl. Mother of pearl purple, literally as it's called, the custom Lilla Perlemor that we've made for the main color and that purple tinted carbon fiber. Look at this. It's a fascinating process, to be honest. Obviously, we saw the transition of my GT Black series when that was resprayed from graphite grey magno to solar beam yellow. But obviously this is Hypercar territory from the start, with 3 bespoke colors on one car. We literally made all 3 of them. Bespoke chosen purple tint, bespoke lime stripes, bespoke main body color purple. We'll be able to go in, I think, and have a look quite shortly. While the roof is just having some time to settle for the moment, you can see here we have the masked line ready for that pinstripe to run around the mouth at the front. We actually spoke for a while about whether we would do that or leave it to just the front splitter. Obviously this is in place for it to be painted before the body goes purple. I really like the way this is kind of layered up. It's interesting to see and to learn a little bit about. Obviously, with the different sections, the exposed carbon having to be kept with that perfect weave with those inlays on what is a very large panel. I mean, this is the full width of the car, obviously, across the front, from the nose through towards the A-pillars, and then the same for the rear. Significantly large carbon fiber pieces that obviously have to all be perfectly executed with that exposed carbon section. Oh, this is just, it's mega, you know. I said in the specification video, I've always been a big fan of purple cars, and to have something this wild is going to be out of this world. It's time for round 2. So the second coat now gets applied, adding, of course, to the glossy layer on the top, before we'll be able to go and have a look, I think after about 10 minutes or so again, to let it settle on the surface. This is just amazing. A short while later, we can now go in and take a look. So let's go and check out the colors then, now that they have the lacquer here in the paint booth. Let's go and see this. I've got a sun gun as well in my pocket just to see the result. Wow. We don't have any lighting above us at the moment, but this is stunning. Let me just turn on the torch so that we can see this. Look at that color. Look at that color, the metallic purple flake. Look at that carbon, that lime green stripe. This is amazing. Look at that texture in the carbon, those shapes. This was totally the right spec. This is, I've not seen things like this. That green is really bright. The lime green stripe is super, super bright. We were thinking about how thick to do it, and I think we've got it spot on. If we went too wide with the pinstripe, it would almost overshadow the purple. Under sunshine, this is going to look out of this world extraordinary. Stunning. The first parts of the colour on my Zenvo, on the roof, on the rolling chassis. Obviously, it will head from here to the assembly hall, which is where we're going to catch up with it next. I'm blown away. The result of this is perfect. The interesting thing here then is about formulating the paint, and obviously this has been done in-house but uses the computer system which effectively calculates what you need of each type of ingredient, literally. Yeah. So this is to make the Lilla Perlemor. You start with the container and then it all connects to the scales, measures it out. So you start with a pearl. What's that? Purple pearl.
You have to find the purple. That's this one.
The purple pearl.
This is just the pure purple.
Okay, pure purple gets us started. That's a very deep colour. It's almost black.
Yeah.
So that's just regular purple, obviously measured out. This is an example of making effectively half a litre of the paint at the moment. Oh, and then it zooms in to be even more accurate.
Yeah.
Make sure that you get exactly the right amount. That's really quite interesting. This is like that tense moment.
Yeah.
A gram or so to go. Done. Ah, perfect, spot on. So that's starting with the normal purple. Then you move on to one of the pearls.
Then it's the purple pearl.
Purple pearl, okay. Which is almost white in appearance. So half the quantity of that we had of the normal purple.
And the pearls is what gives you this color changing on the edges.
Yep, okay. So obviously having more of this would give more of a color flip. Spot on. Then next, is it red pearl?
Yeah, that's the word.
Add some red pearl. It's interesting how the mix of colors works, really, but this is what we saw with all of the samples before.
Yeah. All the samples, the purple is actually the same on all of them.
Okay.
I just changed the pearls and some metallics and...
Amazing.
Yeah.
The man responsible for creating the colors on my Zenvo.
Yeah. I actually created the blue color and the white color on the two cars.
Yeah.
So that's kind of fun.
Beautiful paints.
Yeah.
Suit them very well. You need to have a steady hand for this.
Sometimes it's just...
But does it recalculate if you go slightly too much?
Yeah.
Okay, so it tells you exactly what you would then need.
Then it just start over and put the amount there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's go back through the others a touch. So on from that, onto the black ink. This is what gives it those dark shadows.
Yeah.
Just a tiny amount, really.
It's like water.
Interesting. So the more of that you add, the darker it will be in the, well, the parts that aren't directly facing the light, basically. Yes. So that's it in terms of the colours, and then the fun part of mixing it. Because right now it just looks really black. Oh, there we go. Start to see the purple coming through. Oh, that's lovely. It's so nice to see that. Wow.
That's your colour.
That's the colour that's going to be on the whole body. That looks immense. That's so cool to see. So how much bodywork do you paint with this kind of quantity? Or how much do you need for a car, maybe?
I think I need...
A couple of litres?
4 litres.
Maybe
and then
4
you mix it with 1-to-1 with the reducer, so you get 8 litres.
Yeah, okay, makes sense.
I think that should be enough.
Wow.
It depends on how good it covers the colour.
Yes.
Sometimes you have a colour, then when you just spray it, you can't even see it.
Okay, yeah, I get you. Well, it's mesmerising to look at.
Yes.
There's something about, like, paint in its pure form. It's addictive. Stunning. Well, thank you for formulating such a beautiful paint colour. I'm very excited to see the whole car in this. There is, of course, an awful lot more still to come. This is just the start of the Road to Zenvo series. But to have been able to be here at the factory for initially announcing I was purchasing the TSRS, coming back to complete the specification, being able to be part of the carbon fibre wheel manufacturing, and now to have seen parts of the paintwork, a huge thanks to Simon in the paint shop for showing us through some of that process. And I think the next time I'm back, we'll be here in the assembly hall where we have the TSR, the race car at the moment, but with my very own car here ready for assembly to see more of the painted panels. In fact, I think that might be almost completed. We'll also potentially be able to see the engine and the gearbox here as well, all prepared to be installed, the marriage you could say, and the sub-assemblies that will all go into it. It'll be amazing to get the next update in the Road to Zenvo series. But the time has flown by since I first came out here to Præstø in Denmark to be able to start this journey with the Road to Zenvo, the road to the Zenvo TSRS right here in the showroom. It is surreal to be at this stage, to be part of it, and I can't say thank you enough to the team here at Zenvo for making it possible to be involved in all of this, to be part of the Zenvo family and to be able to share it with you as well. I often said that this was the real draw, I think, to me, to be able to have this kind of opportunity for the access and the experiences and to see the car through to production, which should be ready in a couple of months' time to take delivery. And then from there, the real fun is going to begin with the TSRS. So thank you very much, as always, guys, for all of your support. It is hugely appreciated. This is such an exciting journey today to have come to Denmark to see the car, to see the colours on the car for the first time. That's it for now, though. I need to head off and catch a flight onwards to my next stop. But thank you very much for watching. Thank you again for your support, and I'll see you again very soon. Cheers.